Hello guys, let's talk about constants and variables. So this is like a part 2 of the previous video which I talked about constants, but in that video I talked about the constants with the operations with another constant. So multiplication, division, addition, subtraction of one constant with another constant. But in this video I'll also be talking about variables and constant in an equation, and we're going to see how they work out. So let's start with this. X plus 3 equals to constant. Well, we can write it as x equals to c minus 3. Now, constant minus another constant, we know is just another constant. So we can write it as x equals to, let's say, k. So we have solved this first equation. Now, we're not going to really solve this second equation. I'm just going to talk about it. Now, in the previous video, I talked about a constant multiplied by another constant is just another constant. Now, what if we have a constant multiplied by a variable? Well, will this be another constant or will it be another variable? Well, in an equation, we cannot actually change this part right here. We can substitute it and go on further, but we cannot exactly change this and say that this is exactly that variable or that constant, because here this c, a constant, is now a coefficient of this variable x. So you can see it as y equals to 2x, or y equals to minus 3x, y equals to root 5x, y equals to pi x, etc. So here these constants, well, they are just constants, right? So they are just the coefficients of this variable x. So you cannot really change this cx as another constant or variable. Now let's talk about the third equation. Ln x is equals to integration of 1 by y dy. Well, we have a similar question like this in our variable separation exercise, I think, or in some question. So let's solve it. Ln x equals to the integration of 1 by y is ln y, and don't forget the plus c. But this plus c, we can write it as the log of another constant, let's say k, because both c and ln k are constants. So this becomes ln x minus ln y equals to ln k, and here using the log property, this becomes ln x by y is equals to ln k, and we can cancel the log on both sides. Therefore x by y equals to k. Or we can go further and say x equals to ky, and this k now becomes a coefficient of y, and this is the last step we can do for this whole procedure. Now let's have another question. X squared by 5 is equals to c. Now we can multiply 5 on both sides, or simply take this up here. This becomes x squared equals to 5c. Now a constant multiplied by another constant, that just becomes another constant. This is unlike this because here x is a variable, but here 5 is a constant. So we can write x squared is equals to constant k. Now you can finish the equation right here, but you can go further. You can root both sides, square root both sides, such that 2 and this cancels. And x, well, root k, well, square rooting, cube rooting, powering, exponential function, log function of a constant is, well, just another constant. So let's write it as a constant c prime. So finally we get that x is a constant. Well, x is just a constant. So this is dealing with constants and variables. You can get certain equations such as 1 by x minus 1 by y equals to c, and here you can write it as 1 y by minus x by xy equals to c, and y minus x is equals to c xy. Now this c becomes a coefficient for this x into y. Here what you can do if you want to make it nicer, you can write it as x minus y is equals to kxy. Why? Well, you have just took common minus x minus y equals to cxy, and then what you can do is shift the minus to that side, right? This is all, well, real. This is all valid, I meant to say. And here minus cxy, well, if you just take bracket minus c, well, minus constant is just another constant, or a negative of a constant is just another constant. Let's just say right here k. So we can write it as k, and finally we get x minus y equals to kxy. So this is dealing with constants and variables. We will need these basic informations for our differential equations and solving the differential equations, and perhaps shifting the constants to the left hand side, right hand side, dividing, multiplying, and even with variables regarding with constants as well. So if you learned something new, please like and subscribe. Thank you.